You ever write a line of Python, hit run, and bam! Error? What gives? Well, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. A lot of the time for beginners, it's not some crazy complex logic. Nope, it's something super simple, your variable names.
Maybe you've tried something like 1 age equals 21 or my age equals 30 and just sat there wondering why Python is yelling at you. Well, today, that confusion ends. In this quick explainer, I'm going to show you the 5 most common variable naming mistakes that will ruin your code and how to fix them in seconds.
And I promise, stick with me here, and by the end, your code is actually going to run smoothly, you'll get why it works, and you're going to feel so much more confident. All right, you ready? Let's dive in and make your code rock solid.
Okay, so first things first. What in the world is a variable? Seriously, don't overthink it. Just picture a simple labeled box. That's all it is. It's just a little container in your code where you can stash a piece of info, what we call a value. And that label you slap on the box, oh, it is absolutely crucial.
See, this is exactly what I mean. When you type age equals 21, you're basically saying, hey Python, make me a box, write age on it, and stick the number 21 inside. From then on, whenever you need that number, you just shout out the label, age, and Python goes and grabs it for you. Pretty simple, right?
Okay, so if it's that simple, why does our code keep breaking? Well, here's the catch. Python is a little picky about how you label those boxes. It has rules, and breaking them is exactly what trips most people up. So let's jump right into the top 5 mistakes that will totally wreck your code.
All right, mistake number 1, and this is a big one. Starting your variable name with a number. You see this? 1 age? Python hates this. It'll throw an error immediately. And, it kind of makes sense when you think about it. Python needs to know if you're talking about a variable or just a number. So the rule is you got to start it with a letter or an underscore. That's it. The fix is dead simple. Flip it to age equals 21 and boom, problem solved.
Okay, coming in at number 2 is another classic mistake, using spaces. You write my age equals 30 thinking it's readable, but Python just freaks out. It sees my and it sees age as 2 totally separate things, and the whole program just grinds to a halt. So what do? The pro move, and the standard way to do it in Python, is to use an underscore instead, my underscore age. We call this snake case, and it keeps your code clean and working. And then there's mistake number 3, getting fancy with special symbols. I'm talking the @ sign, hashtags, % signs. Just don't do it. Python uses those symbols for other important stuff. The rule here is super simple. Just stick to letters, numbers, and the underscore. That's your safe zone. Anything else, it's just not going to work. So forget @name and go with something clear and correct like user underscore name.
All right, now this next one, mistake number 4. This one's a bit sneaky. It won't always crash your program, but trust me, it will absolutely ruin your code for any human trying to read it. And that includes you when you come back to it in 6 months. I'm talking about those lazy single-letter names, like x equals 10. What on earth is x? No idea. But if you just call it score, suddenly it all makes sense. Do your future self a favor and always aim for clarity.
And finally, the 5th big one, trying to use one of Python's magic words. These are called reserved words. Think of words like class, if, for, while. These words already have special jobs in the Python language, so you can't just snatch them for your own variable names. If you try something like class equals 5, Python's going to have an identity crisis. The easy workaround? Just add another word or an underscore to it. Class name works perfect.
So look, here's a super simple checklist you can run through in your head every single time. 1. Does it start with a letter or an underscore? 2. Any weird spaces or symbols? Nope. 3. Is it one of Python's special reserved words? Nah. And 4. Is it actually clear what this thing is for? If you tick those boxes, you're not just writing code that works, you're writing great code.
And look, I know this might seem like small stuff, but this is why it matters so much. This isn't just about dodging error messages today. This is literally the foundation for everything you're going to learn next. When you start tackling the big stuff like data structures and algorithms, you'll hear people call it DSA. Having clear names like counter or current underscore node is what's going to separate aha, I get it, from I am totally hopelessly lost. This habit pays off big.
Okay, let's wrap this up with a super quick recap. Remember, a variable is just a name plus a value, our trusty labeled box. We use the equal sign to put stuff in the box. And the big no-nos? Don't start with a number, no spaces, no special characters, and stay away from those reserved words. Instead, you're going to use clear, awesome names like age, my_age, or student marks. That's it. That's the secret to writing code that's not just working, but clean, readable, and honestly, pretty powerful.
So there you have it. You've just locked down one of the most fundamental skills in all of programming. For real. You're not just guessing anymore, you're coding with purpose. Those annoying errors that used to block you, they're now just tiny bumps in the road. Which of course, brings us to the really fun part, the most important question of all. Now that you know the rules, what amazing thing are you going to build first?